These were my Tropicfeel shoes after they came out of the package. These are the Tropicfeels after 6 months of traveling. The only travel shoe you will need. 6 months ago I started traveling and I had only one pair of closed shoes. These were the Tropicfeels and I basically wore them every day for 6 months. And I can tell you how they did in different areas and what I would use them for and what I wouldn't. So everyday walks. They work on different terrains, forest and city alike. And they are comfortable to put on since they have elastic band shoelaces, and they can also be made a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, because my shoe size is 37 in cold climate and 38.5 in tropic countries. And a big plus for me was that I could also wear them with a dress. I did not want to be the kind of traveler to always look like that they were gonna go on a hike in those big sturdy boots. Exercising. They are sneakers, so exercising should be pretty comfortable in them, and that was my experience, that they worked as well as regular trainers would, since they're pretty light and dry really fast. I mostly use them for running and high intensity interval training. Water. I was a bit worried before I used them in water that they might come off or be a bit too heavy while wearing them wet. But the good thing was that this is what they're made for, and they worked very well in water. Even during a 35-kilometer hike in the jungle when there was rain and muddy tracks and it all ended in swimming in a rock pool. Hiking. I had read reviews that said that hiking might be a little bit tricky in Tropicfeels, but since I did not have an option and the backspace was so limited, I went with this option and took the risk. In some ways I got smarter, in other ways this could have been a pretty expensive lesson. So the shoes completely broke during hiking. I even had to patch them up during hiking to Machu Picchu, but also the uphill volcano hike was pretty damaging to the shoes. And my toes literally came out. Also the shoelace broke and the soles are undone. So I can confidently say that extreme hikes are not good for the shoes and they might break. The good news is after I had patched them up, they could last me another month, even though I didn't do any hard hikes during the last month of traveling. Price and durability. If the $100 that I paid for the shoes would have lasted me 2 years, I would have been very happy. But as the shoes broke from basically all of the sides in 6 months, I could not say that they were durable enough for me. Luckily, the shoe company has a return policy. So I emailed them in 6 months from receiving the shoes and sent them some pictures, and they sent me a code to order new Tropicfeels. And I didn't even have to send the shoes into their office, since it would have been very tricky doing that from Peru. So instead of my monsoon all black, I ordered jungle all black. And the reasoning behind ordering all black is, firstly, they look very stylish and the edges could stain easily if they're white, and I considered my way of traveling, I knew that I would wreck them really quickly. So the reality is that the first pair I ordered did not make it in those conditions that I used them in. But it totally depends on your style of traveling and how much you're gonna hike and what kind of activities you're gonna do during your travels. So the shoes were perfect for every other activity except for extreme hikes. Would I have bought another pair of Tropicfeels if they hadn't replaced them? Honestly, no. Since $100 for 6 months of shoes was not acceptable for me. Would I keep on using the Tropicfeels now that I have a new pair and basically know how they work? Yes, totally. With the exception of having an extra pair for hiking. Are they the only travel shoe you will need? Well, in my case at the moment, no. But I can already see from these shoes that every generation of Tropicfeels gets better and better, And maybe one day there will be a light water shoe that is actually durable enough to do more extreme things. If that was helpful to you, click here to see those shoes in real adventures. For new adventures, see you next week. Bye.